It often seems like that the top 1% are playing a totally different game with their money. They have a clear plan. They know exactly how much they need to save, invest, and spend. And truth be told, they are playing a different game. But the good news is you can play it too. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the 65-15-20 rule, which is a simple framework that anyone can use to find balance with their finances. Because if you don't take control of your finances now, you will keep feeling stuck and watching others live the life you've always wanted. So let's start with the 65 in the rule. 65% should go towards your living expenses, like transportation, groceries, utilities, rent, or your mortgage. A very common challenge to watch out for is lifestyle creep. When you start earning more and upgrade your lifestyle accordingly, leasing a nicer car, upgrading your house, or splurging on first-class flights, although your income doesn't really allow it. We often think that financial success is all of these things that I've just mentioned. But here's the thing. True financial stability isn't about looking wealthy. It's about being wealthy. And to get there, living within your means is one of the most important parts of the wealth equation. You want to avoid spending raises on liabilities or unnecessary debt to fund your lifestyle. If you're struggling with this, there are two ways to improve. Increase your income, lower your living expenses, or third, both. But let's take one step at a time. For many people, rent is the biggest chunk of their budget. And I experienced that myself when moving from suburban areas to bigger cities in Europe, where rent and even supermarket prices were sometimes slightly higher. Before I started studying, I worked a full-time management position at a fashion store, which gave me more disposable income. Instead of spending most of my money on rent, I moved farther out of the city center and decided to share my flat with 2 people instead of 1. The change wasn't easy in the beginning, but I knew it was only temporary. And it taught me the value of adjusting your lifestyle to your income for a greater goal. A great public example for this is Warren Buffett, who is one of the wealthiest people alive. I have referenced this already in a different video before, but I just think his story is remarkable. He still lives in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,500, adjusted for inflation. That's about $260,000 today. Despite his immense wealth, he resisted lifestyle creep and focused instead on growing his fortune. In fact, most of Buffett's wealth came only later in life, when we take a look at his wealth progression over time. He made use of a common trick of the super wealthy, which I will elaborate on in a bit. But first, let's move to the 15 in the 65-15-20 rule. The next 15% of your income after taxes should go towards your long-term financial savings and security. Think of this as current you taking care of future you. For example, if you earn $2,500 after tax, this is how you would allocate it. $1,625 for essential expenses, $375 for savings and investments, and the remaining 20% we will discuss in a bit. But first, let's speak about the key to building wealth that Warren Buffett and many others made use of. You want to use your savings to buy assets that will help you grow your money over time. For example, investing your money in the stock market. When you invest your money in the stock market, you leverage time and compound interest. To explain the concept a bit further, let's look at an example of the 2 professionals, Sarah and Alex. Sarah, age 25, invests $8,000 at an annual rate return of 8%. By the time she's 45, her investment grows to $39,414. Alex, age 35, invests the same amount but has only 10 years to grow his money. By age 45, he has $70,757. You can see how much Sarah benefits from starting early thanks to the power of compounding. The earlier you start, or the more you save, the greater the impact of time on your investments. That's why you keep hearing me speaking about compound interest and time invested over and over again, because it's such a powerful tool to build wealth. Now, it might surprise you when I say that the remaining 20% of your money is where the top 1% really stand out. It's actually about spending on what makes your life richer. This money is for your personal enjoyment, a weekend trip with your loved one, a dinner with friends, or a new pair of winter boots. The key here is to spend guilt-free. But why is it so important? Because depriving yourself can lead to guilt when you do spend money. And that's not a healthy relationship to have with your finances. It will keep you in a vicious cycle of not moving forward, nor getting you started on saving money in the first place. that you can invest in order to build wealth. Money is a tool to enhance your life, not to be hoarded. The trick is finding a balance between spending, saving, and investing, which will help you stay consistent in the long run. Because the consistency you build here will propel you toward financial success. But what if you end up making different financial choices after all? Well, for that, let's talk about opportunity costs, which is a critical concept to understand when managing your money. To refresh your memory, opportunity costs are the loss of other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. To visualize the impact, let's revisit Alex and Sarah, who both earn $2,500 monthly after tax. In this scenario, Sarah decides to save her 15% monthly to buy a designer handbag for $4,500 after 12 months. In year 2, she starts investing her $375 for the next 4 years. 5 years later, she decides to sell the bag, which was a limited edition model she kept in great condition. Therefore, she luckily was able to find a niche buyer willing to pay $3,900, a little bit under the purchasing price. Alex, on the other hand, decides to delay the gratification of buying a luxury item. Instead, he invests his $375 consistently for 5 years at an 8% annual return. Sarah's outcome after 5 years is a total of $25,031. Alex's outcome after 5 years is a total of $27,554. If we take a look at the opportunity costs, we can see the difference between Alex and Sarah is $2,523. Money Sarah could have earned if she had prioritized investing earlier instead of buying the bag without any additional effort. This is just the short-term view. Let's extend this to 15 years with the same savings rate of $375.
Sarah's investment grows to $116,279 over 14 years, assuming the 8% annual return. On the other hand, Alex's 15-year investment grows to $130,629. Now, the opportunity cost, including the $3,900 from selling the bag, is $10,450. It shows how much Sarah missed out on over the long term. If she had waited and delayed gratification like Alex, she could have even bought 2 bags from the money if she wanted to.
Another factor to consider is also time and effort. Selling the bag required Sarah to actually find a niche buyer, negotiate the sale, and maintain the bag in pristine condition. That's time Alex didn't have to spend, which technically could have been used more productively as well. In the end, it is important that you take that first step, stay consistent, and find a way that works for you. I personally think that the 65-15-20 rule can be a great guideline to work towards too, but it also highly depends on your current circumstances. For example, maybe you're in a situation where you have to pay very high debt. This is something that is not really accounted for in the rule. Or you haven't saved up for an emergency fund yet. So you might want to put some money towards that first to avoid accumulating debt before you actually invest your 15% of the money after taxes. If that is the case, you might want to watch my payday routine next, which you can find up here, or this video about how to reach your financial goals. And if you found this video helpful, it would mean the world to me if you give this video a thumbs up, hit the notification bell as well as the subscribe button, and join the community as it grows. So see you next time. Bye.